So today we're going to talk about a quick example on how to use Asana to integrate policies and procedures into your daily operations. So if you're struggling with ways to keep your team's output and processes consistent, policies and procedures integrated into your daily operational tasks can really be a simple and effective way to overcome some of these challenges. So the first thing we're going to do is that I'd recommend, if you're running a premium or business version of Asana, that you create a team called policies and procedures, and then you can segment your projects based on areas within your organization. So some common ones would be sales and marketing, operations, IT, financial, and human resources. So let's do a quick example of setting up a policies and procedures project inside Asana. So I'm going to use today human resources as an example. So once we give our project a title there, I would go through and create some simple sections that might be relevant to our organization. So I would say onboarding employee, exiting them, training. So what we want to do here is build a library that explains how we complete certain tasks in our organization. So I guess what we're going here for is standardization. So if you have an employee that performs certain tasks in your business, if you want to standardize that across the organization so that if that person leaves or they get sick or you need someone to take over that role, you've got a central resource that can be used to train that person or can be used for them to reference as they start learning how to take over that task. So it becomes really powerful and useful when you integrate it into your daily workflow and task management in Asana. So all I would do here is create some examples. So just go through there and add tasks. So you can see now I've got a list of policies and procedures here in my human resources project. So you kind of have a couple of options here as you build your policies and procedures library. You may want to use, a service that you already have in terms of file storage. So you might use something like Dropbox or Google Drive or OneDrive, and that's where you can attach your documents to your policies and procedures here. So you might already have some set up somewhere else. You can then bring them into Asana so they're easy to access. Another option that you can use is the simple process of adding it into the description here on the task. So I really like this option because it gives you the ability to create the policy there that's easy for people to read and action as they're working. And you can also link through different policies that you might want to reference, and it becomes really powerful in that way. So as you can see, you're building this library here in this central location. So once we've got our policy and procedures library built in Asana, we have that resource. So when it becomes really powerful is that when you have repeating tasks or workflows that reference these policies and procedures, they can easily be accessed in a central location. So I might have the task of onboarding a new employee. So if I'm learning this process, or if I'm new, or I want to standardize this workflow, I can easily link through policies and procedures that are relevant to that task. So if you're a small business, just one person, and you're trying to grow a remote team, or you're trying to grow your organization or get them to adopt using a system like Asana, this can become really powerful to train and for people to learn not only how to use the system, but how to standardize processes across your business. So if I go into this task as an employee and I click on this, I can then reference things that are relevant to this task that I have to complete, and become really powerful, and it gives you the central location for all your information. Another useful aspect of this is that you can then link policies and procedures to multiple tasks. So if I've got another task here that has to reference it, I don't need to create another policy and procedure. I can simply link it through from that central location, make changes in the central location that would be replicated across my entire workflow. So this is just a simple example of how policies and procedures can be integrated into Asana and used in your daily workflow to increase efficiency and effectiveness.